Hey everyone! Wow. Hey everyone! It's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. Let's see. It's date night. I hope I get some people to visit me because we are going to be doing a fun project for date night tonight. We're actually doing a little bit of sort of a fabric. And I went all out and learned how to do grommets so that we could talk about them tonight. And we could talk about working with iron-on on fabric like this. It's dawn to the party. So we're going to do, we're going to be talking all about this iron-on and working with felt and working with flannel. Look at all the stuff that I did here. And we're going to talk about some iron-on and the heat guide. I have some viewer mail. And what else? Prizes. I'm using those lemon candies that somebody suggested earlier in the week. You made it to date night. Yes. Hi, Michelle and Sandy and Kelly, Diane. Good evening. I'm having a little lighting issue. I really need to work on this lighting thing. I need more professional lighting because I feel like this lighting is blinking ever so lightly, and it's really driving me nuts. My son said it won't bother anybody, and I said, well, it bothers me. So. Anyway, so we're working on these felt and flannel banners that I started doing, and I did them with these grommets. And I want to show you what a grommet is because it was, as I started reading over the directions, I realized, oh my goodness, I need to get myself a grommet. It's not really a machine, but it's a tool that that you use. You buy like this. This I bought at Lowe's, and it consists of this thing that you use to bang or punch a hole in whatever. It's generally fabric, and then you put these two pieces. It kind of reminds me a little bit of brads because it's like two pieces that you make a connection there, and you hit it all in place with your hammer. And I was hammering. I know I was feeling very ambitious, and I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to hammer because, man, we don't need that kind of noise because I was making a lot of noise today. So, if you wanted to try this project, I actually cut out enough to make 4 of these, and I did it with very little fabric, very little felt, and I did some of them with a backing, a stiffener backing, but then I decided, I want to just cut these out by hand. So I did not need the stiffening. So I cut these by hand, and I didn't put the backing in. And I'm not sure which one I like best. They will be fine without the backing. And actually, as I read the description, they wanted me to do a zigzag stitch around here, but I was like, not really sure it needs that much, work because the grommets will hold these in place, and it's not like this is going outside. It's just going to lay flat. I don't think it needed to be sewn. And I will tell you that I started off thinking that I was going to cut these all out on my machine. Sorry, my easy press is going, but then I started looking at the layout when you went to make it, and it was going to be a colossal waste of fabric. And I just didn't think, and I had this same experience when I was making fabric masks, which I was like, I could use my Cricut, but if you have a lot of experience with sewing, which I do, I'm not great at it, but I have a lot of experience at it. And I like to, and I'm frugal. you know, and I like to save my material. And my mom taught me to be very frugal about my material. And if you follow the directions, it's not very frugal the way that it's done. So I decided that I was going to cut this all out by hand, which I did do. It's a very simple shape, and I'll show you how I did it. I took the, and I made my own little pattern piece. So here are my 2 pattern pieces that I made. So this is the exact size that I need. This was for the felt, and this one is for the flannel, like this. And so I was able to cut these out on my machine and then take it to my sewing table and cut out the pieces. Hi, Susan. And cut out the pieces like that. And I was able to get quite a bit. In fact, I only used like half the fabric that I had. I have so much leftover fabric that I'm going to have to come up with a different thing to make, because the only thing I cut out on my machine were the decals or the iron-on. And so I consider this a Cricut craft, because I did have to cut this out. And I got the pieces, the pattern pieces, from the description or from the project. So let me just show you where we are with the project. If you go to projects and you look under banner, and that's how I found it the second time. Oh, and I hope I find it the third time, because I keep finding it and then I keep losing it. But anyway, it is, glory me. It is somewhere here. Where is it? I swear that I can be like, I don't know, project blind or something here, but it is here. It's called here it is, the Flannel Christmas Banner. All right. And it is, it doesn't say which machine that it's going to be done on. And I'll tell you something, if you wanted to do this on the Joy at this size, you could, if you hand cut the felt and the flannel, and then just cut out these pieces, because that would totally work for the Joy. And it wouldn't take you all that much longer than if you cut these out with your machine. And so that's what, I chose to do. So anyway, let's go and make it, and I'll show you what I mean. So this, for some reason, one of these deers come up upside down. But you see, this is really big. So I would have had to put a 12 by 12 sheet of felt on here to cut out one triangle. And to me, that's so wasteful, which is why I just cut out, and this here, I'd get 2 on a 12 by 12. So that's just not me. And so I'd rather just not cut it out that way. So instead, I chose to hand cut, and then we'll go through that, and I'll show you how to do the grommets, and then we'll show you about the iron-on. Okay, so basically, to do this project, if you're just going to make one, of course I have to make 4, but if you're going to make one, you are going to need some flannel, right? And this is felt. I got both of these items, and I also got this, which is called interfacing, fusible interfacing, which often goes by the brand name Heat and Bond. But I got all this at Joann's on Friday, I think it was, or Thursday, and I bought like a yard of the flannel and a half a yard of the felt. I didn't even need half of that. I did not even need half of that. So for me, I think if you could easily get at least one, if not two, out of a half a yard of flannel and maybe a half a yard of felt or a little bit less. And that's all you'd need. And then you would need to, if you wanted to do the grommets, you would need to do the grommets, and then you'd need this for cutouts. Let's talk a little bit about the grommets. I just want to kind of mention it. I thought it was really rather ambitious of me to figure out the grommet. So I want to show you how simple it is. And I'm going to do it with this one. Now I've already cut out these little holes. So when you get, if you want to use grommets, and frankly, you don't have to, you could certainly do something else and line it with, and have it strung up by something else. But this is what you get. Now, I paid, I think it was $6 and something, that's American here, for this 24 set grommet kit. And it gives you, in the kit, it gives you the grommets themselves, which I hope I didn't just lose that one. Nope, here, the grommet consists of 2 pieces. Here, trying to undo them here. So, okay. So here are the 2 pieces of the grommet. But first, what you have to do is use this thing. It has like a hollowed out circle in it. And in this case, it's 3/8 of an inch or 10 millimeters. And you're going to do it on a piece of wood or someplace that you don't mind, banging a lot. So pretend like I have a wood surface here. And then I take my I don't know, punch, I guess it is. And I put it on these 2 pieces. And then I take my hammer, boom, 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 until it makes that hole in there. Now, a machine could do this, but I didn't try it with the machine, and I figured this was a pretty cheap alternative, and I thought it worked out really well. So anyway, you do like this, boom, 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 and then you take the bottom half of the grommet, that's the one with like the little cap or the neck or something, right? And you put it underneath like this. And let me see if I can get a little closer. Okay. And then you take the top and you put it on top like this. And then you start using these 2 pieces. This one is the base, so it goes on the bottom here, and that rests right there. And then this one is the top, and that goes here. So basically, look you made a sandwich, right, like this. And then you take your hammer again and bang, bang, bang. I'm not going to do the whole banging, but you have to give it a couple of really good whacks. And then you end up with a grommet. It looks very professional, and you can take and you can I have some ribbon around here somewhere, and then you can do the ribbon. Now this is useful to know, especially if you're not a very sewing kind of a person, because if you wanted to like do your own drapes or shower curtain, these are useful things to know that are out there. And I got it at a hardware store. So it was really simple. You didn't need to go into like Joann's to find this hardware store, and it comes in different sizes. So if you want to try it out, I did get this at Lowe's for about $6, and I was able to, because it's 24 sets, and I was able to do, 2 complete sets. These are 5. These are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times 2 is 24. Then a couple left over. So I need another set to do these ones here. Okay, super simple. Now, as far as paper crafting goes, I believe they do also make these in teeny tiny little things that you can make for your paper crafting. I've never gotten into that, or haven't yet. So maybe I will, now that I know how easy it is. Yeah, and it certainly could come in handy. It's easy, especially if you don't sew. It's really sort of an easy in my opinion, easy way to sort of hang something. You know, if you had like a kitchen towel and you wanted to hang it up, grommet. So easy. Anyway, why are these guys, you know, hanging out at the hardware store not telling us about this stuff? All right, so that's about the grommets. And so I did cut these out by hand using my my 2 pieces of chipboard. Actually, this is craft board. This is chipboard. Yeah, crocodile. You're right, Shirley. It's something called a crocodile. It's like this big handheld thing that you can change all the parts to. So, so I cut these out, and for one set, you're going to need 5 of the felt and 5 of the flannel. Okay, and I did at first I put my my heat and bond on there to give it sort of some I don't know, thickness, and I kind of like it. I tried it without here, and I don't know. It's not that I don't like it. I guess I'm just looking at it and I'm not seeing the grommets, but that might just be an illusion. But I think since this is just going to go like hang on a mantle and stuff, I don't really think that it's necessary. But if you want to cut on your machine, if you definitely want to cut on your machine, then you do need to have this interfacing because it gives it kind of backing. Now, this kind of fabric can be cut on the Explore Air 2 as long as it has this. This is called bonded fabric, and you use a deep cut blade, and there is a description in the project so that you can get more information about it. But again, I'm frugal, so I just thought, you know what, I could cut this on my machine. I love my machines and everything, but I am just not going to get as much out of it as of my fabric as if I were to do it by hand. So that's why I did it by hand. So, okay, so next up is the iron-on. So I cut these out in white. But I suppose you could also do like a glitter. They're really cute. There are actually 3 snowflakes and 2 bucks. I think they're bucks because they have the antlers, right? So here is, I suppose it goes snowflake, buck, snowflake, and then... Yeah, you know what I think? I think that the 1 buck has to face, they have to face in like this, right? Yeah. So, so this is iron-on, and I was going to show you my Easy Press Mini, but I'm having problems with it always, right? And so I'm going to show you on my Easy Press, which is over here, and that's what's making all of the beeping. So if you've never done iron-on before, I want to first show you how you would do cut it out. So it gets cut out, and you always have to mirror it. And that's a good example of why you would mirror it, because you want those bucks, one facing east and the other one facing west, I suppose. And then you would cut it out with your easy, this is your iron-on. Now you use, when you put it on your mat, you're going to put the shiny side down. And that's because the shiny side is actually the transfer tape paper. And then this side, the matte side, you may not be able to see it, but I'm going to show you as I weed it, okay? Is that this is how you would weed it. Cut it out, and then you'd grab, using a weeding tool, you would grab this corner like this, and you would start peeling. It's a lot different than if you're working with vinyl. It's got a different feel to it. It's kind of stretchy, like a little plasticky feeling, right? And you can do a lot of it by just tearing it off. It's not really tearing. You're just cutting out some around there, and then you go back with your weeding tool and you just sort of lift the places that you couldn't get with just your hands. So this one, Here we go. And he has a little space for his antlers here. Here we go. So there you go. Now, what is done here? Oh, and I got a buck. That is a buck, right? I'm not a huntress, so I don't really know, but it looks like a beautiful buck to me. So when you're done, this is kind of a little sticky, which is going to be useful to you when you're ready to put it on, right? Because then you turn it around. Now the sticky part goes down onto your fabric or whatever you're going to put, wherever you're going to put it, like this. And it sort of sticks there. That's what that plus this is protective here. This plastic is protective. And so we're going to then we're going to press it using the Easy Press. So let me just show you that again in terms of weeding. So this is a cutout. This is the shiny side. This is the matte side. It is cut out, although you can't really see it. You have to turn it at an angle. You're going to pull it from the corner like this. And then you're just going to continue to peel it away. You might have to get it real close to your eye, especially at night, if there are some, sight issues like I have. I can't see at night, I don't think. But we then continue to weed it down here, the bottom part where its legs are, like this, okay? So that is weeding. Now the snowflakes weed the same way, except there's a little bit more intricacy there. So let me just show you. You're going to have to take off the outside edge here. And okay, so here's the outside edge coming off. And let's see. All right. And then you'll see we've got most of the snowflake, but there's a lot of detail in here that we've got to weed away, like right here at this edge. And then here inside of the snowflake, and it starts to really take shape, right? So this is what we're doing, and you're going to weed. I would recommend that you weed all your pieces first, because then you can get a second look at them later, and sometimes you miss little pieces that you didn't weed, like say here, and it gives you a second chance to look at it afterwards. So once you have them all weeded, you can have them cut out. I cut these all out on, and this is Cricut Everyday Iron-On Vinyl. A lot of people call it heat transfer vinyl. I just call it Iron-On. It's what Cricut calls it. And so here I cut them all out on one sheet. They all cut out on one sheet, even though they're really big. And then I cut them into little pieces so that I can show you how to do them on each one. So let me show you how to heat or to get this with your Easy Press and put these on. All right. So here's my Easy Press. I'm going to try to move all the stuff out of the way. Here's my Easy Press. It's an Easy Press 2, but you can use the 1. You can use the mini, whatever you want to use, but always use the heat transfer guide, okay, which is right here on Cricut.com. You can just type up heat guide in Google Cricut heat guide and you'll get to it, or you can bookmark it or whatever. And this is a great guide. If you didn't know about it, it works really wonderfully. You choose whichever heat guide you have, or I should say Easy Press. So there's the mini, there's the 2, and there's the original Easy Press heat pad, and then you can choose whatever iron-on material you're going to be doing. So this is Everyday Iron-On, and you know, if you wanted to do foil or glitter, glitter might look really nice. So, you know, I might consider glitter. Holographic sparkle might look nice too. So there's a whole lot of choices here. I'm going to choose everyday because that's what I have, is just white everyday. Now, if you're not using Cricut brand Easy Press or Iron On, you can still use this guide, but you just have to make, you know, your own little adjustments. So if you have like an iron, a regular iron, and you want to do this, then I would probably choose, I don't know, Cricut Easy Press, a regular Easy Press. And then you choose, or if you have your own, those big clamshell heat presses, those big monstrosities, you could still use this, right? Just to kind of give you an idea of the heat, you know. So we choose the material, and then we choose our base. And I'm going to choose cotton because this is a cotton fabric that we're working on. I do also have an Easy Press mat. If you don't have one, you can also use a towel. So that's no problem. And here's what it tells you. Immediately you get this this sort of guide, and then a lot of details here. So what it's telling you is to preheat for 5 seconds at 350 degrees, and then you're going to press, or I'm going to press for 30 seconds on 315 degrees using light pressure, and then I should flip it over and do 15 more seconds and then peel it when it's cool. And there's a whole lot of information here, but mostly I use it for this information. So I have heated up my machine to 315 degrees, and I've also changed the timer to 30 seconds. And if you want to change the heat or change the time, it's very simple to do. You press either this little thermometer like this, and you'll see that it'll start flashing, and then you use the plus or minus. And then if you do this little stopwatch thing, it will blink the number, and you can go up and down from here. But this is actually set to exactly the way I want it, which is 315 for 30 seconds. Now, let's see, I want to just get all organized here. I use my pad, which I have behind me. I'm going to move this out of the way. I always feel like I'm working with like no space. Oh, I need a bigger craft studio. Oh my gosh. Santa, won't you bring me a bigger craft studio? Okay, so this is called a heat pad. It's made by Cricut. It comes in like 3 different sizes. I like this one. I don't know. It's probably the biggest one they have, but they have like a little tiny one, which is too small for me. And then they have a medium one, which I have no idea where mine is, but I do have all 3. And they all work great. It retains the heat, makes it a whole lot easier because the heat comes up from the bottom instead of going down into, you know, your surface. So here is our felt and flannel pieces together with the grommet. And now we're going to take our cutout, and we're going to remove all the little corgi hairs that are on there, if you have a corgi, and or a dog, whatever. And then we're going to sort of give it an eyeball look. Like this, I think, is where we want to put it. I think I actually put my other one this way. So yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to just peel that off and give it a quick few seconds just to kind of warm it up. I don't even have to turn the thing on. I just need to kind of warm it up. Okay. Then I take my decal or my iron-on patch or fab, I don't know, the piece that I'm going to iron. Here we go. And then I can take my Easy Press and put it on top here. Now you can't really see it, but this is not on the grommets, not because it will hurt the grommets in any way, but it will, if you have it and it's uneven, the press won't work properly. So you do need to be careful of like things like seams or like hems on a shirt, especially if you're doing infusible ink, because infusible ink really needs that very solid, very solid, constant heat to work correctly. Now, I could flip this over and do 15 seconds on the back if I wanted to. I'll do that just so you can see. We can do it this way. Yeah, that's good. All right, and then let's turn it over, and we do want to wait till this is cool. So it is a little hot. Somebody told me last time, take it off the pad and it will cool off more, or it could just be patient, I suppose. So I guess while I'm being patient, I'll get out my other pieces that I have to do. So I've already done both of the bucks and one snowflake. I need to do 2 more snowflakes. And so I'm going to get my 2 pieces here. I like this one. And this one. It's really not a difficult craft. It's a little time consuming, this one, because you're in different stations, I guess. But it's not difficult to do by any means. Just takes a little bit of time. So, okay. I'm going to take my snowflake, and I like it here, sort of really in the middle. Sorry if my light is kind of pulsing a little bit. I don't know why it's doing that, but it is. I don't know why it's doing that. That's so strange. So 30 seconds. You notice I'm not like pushing it or moving it or anything. I mean, I could do a little pressure, but the unit itself is pretty heavy. So you don't really have to put a whole lot of pressure. I remember when we first started doing this and using home irons, we were like pressure, but then they changed the iron-on material. And so it became a lot easier to do it. All right. Okay. And we'll let that cool off. See if our buck is done. Yep, he's done. So now we're going to just peel like this. See that? So we've got our, let's see, we've got the 2 bucks done. And 1, 2, let's do the third one. While we're doing the third one, let's do a couple of prizes. I have a few more prizes left. If you've never won before, and particularly if you have been with me and you've never won, like you've been watching for a while and you've never won, would you introduce yourself and say hello and say, gee, I've been watching for this long. I've never won a prize, and maybe you will win a prize tonight. So let's see. Charity has never won before. Okay. Anybody else? I might be you might be Shirley. Shirley's been hanging out in a hotel for a while. Hi, Mary Jane. Have you ever won, Mary Jane? I don't think that I've seen your name. I've been here a long time and you've never... Rosemary. Okay, Rosemary. And Regina. Okay, and Kelly. I've been with you since February. And Kristen, Maria, wow, one, not one, one, not one. I've never. Oh, goodness. All right. So let's see. How many people did we get? I don't understand the one, not one. Oh, you've not won one. You not won once. Okay. All right. I get it. All right. Hold on. Let me just get this off of the machine. All right. So I think I have to look at I think I have 5 to give. So let me choose 5 of those people that have not won. All right, so we're going to start with Charity. Rosemary, because you're right. I've seen you. You've been here a long time. Maria Grazia, what a beautiful name. Albano. Regina. And let's do Christine. I'm sorry, Kelly, but I know Christine has not won, and she's been here since February. So I think maybe that's only 4. So why don't we do Kelly? So we'll do Kelly, Christine, Regina, Rosemary, right? And Charity. Did I get those names right? And if I have an extra one in there, if I called your name, all right, here's what you have to do. You have to send me an email. And my email address is missritatotherescue@gmail. And you need to send your full name as you receive your mail at. And then your full address, including your zip code. It's okay if you're in Canada, but U.S., Canada is fine. And then I will send you back an email saying that I received it. Although this month there's a lot of winners. There's like over 30 winners because we're giving away mats, like mats for your machine mats. So, I will actually, when I finish up tonight, I'll probably put the rest of the names in, and you'll probably get them like around Thanksgiving, maybe a little later than Thanksgiving. I've noticed mail has been coming rather slow for me out here, so I don't know if you have experienced that as well, but I will put them in right away, and then I think we'll be done for November. But then December is like a week after. So we'll do something different in December. We do this every month, and we try to get as many people as we can that haven't won yet, which is why I asked you about it. So hopefully everybody can be happy. We try to get everybody, but I'll get there eventually. That's what I always say. All right, so now these are cool. So I can just simply pull them off like this. I don't even have to be all nervous about it because it's so cool. And there we go. So we have now all 5 of these. And all we have to do now is just set it up. So we put 1 snowflake in the middle, each buck, and then I have this stuff, which is a 5/8 of an inch ribbon, but it's made like with burlap. It looks kind of like burlap, okay? And let's see. So what we're going to do is then we're going to start from whichever side, but you can set them up like this. And then you're going to take your ribbon and you're going to go through here, through the back of the first piece, or however way you want to, I would call this the last piece, but I always start from the right, I go to the left. I know it's kind of odd, but, and then back into this hole and put your ribbon behind, or, you could put the ribbon in the front, but I like to put the ribbon in the back, and just keep going on with that. like this. Now, this project is rather large, so if you wanted to, you could shrink it down. And actually tomorrow before I distribute this to everyone in YouTube and stuff, I'm going to publish the same project, but that I resized to 2 different other sizes, kind of like a medium and a small. So if you didn't want to make this real big, or you had a very limited amount of material, you could make it smaller. Always you could make it smaller. I was really actually surprised at how big this is. It ends up being, I think they said, over 30 inches long, which is pretty long. So here is our done, almost done. Okay. Gets a little bit hairy at the end. Okay, so there is our beautiful, isn't that really nice? Do you love it? Hi, Hope. Jane or Hope, do you go by? So here we are. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. And I'm going to actually do my second one and send one to my mom, who lives up in New Hampshire. Now, I wanted to show you this, which I cut out earlier in the week. This is the small one. So if you wanted to do paper, you could certainly do paper. I cut it out as, instead of felt, I made this black paper, and then I cut out this, which is just patterned iron on, like this. And where are my little, I have little pieces that are cut out. Here they are. Okay. So, and then I cut out the snowflakes like this. And I can show you how quickly that goes together. And then we would go in here to our heat guide. We'd have to change it to, we're using everyday iron-on, right? But we'd have to make our base material paper, cardstock, okay? And hit apply, whoops. And it says 280 degrees. Yeah, you can iron on paper. So 280 degrees for 30 seconds. So I'm going to change my heat press to 280. And I have to allow it to actually cool down. So that's going to take a few seconds. So while I'm doing that, so what you would do is you can cut this out of paper, and you can use like baker's twine and make a smaller version of this if you don't want to make this real big. It is a big project. It's really not difficult. It's just big. So if you wanted to make a smaller version of this, you can, and you could maybe put it on your desk or your, I don't know, some like a doorway. I love banners. I'll make banners until I'm dead because I just love banners. So here are my little pieces. So this is going to be, no, it's not. That app, this app is for all of the heat presses. See, it's got, and it's not really an app. I wish they would make it into an app. I asked them to. Could totally make one. Yes, you could. And you have a lot of iron-on. This iron-on was from, it had this too, which I really love, this plaid. I'm trying to remember what it was called. I think it's called like Huntsman. Oh, Modern Mountaineer Sampler. So if you have that. And then I thought, this one here I got last year. It's called Flannel and Frost Sampler. And it's slightly different, but it's got a really cool plaid. See that plaid? It's got pink and like a kind of a light green. So you could use 2 of these. You could use like this for your snowflakes and this for your plaid. And then use some color cardstock in the background. So we'll just wait until our heat press gets cooler, and then we can put this together. And what we're going to do is we're going to, first we're going to do the patterned iron-on, right? Like this. And then when that's done, we peel it off, and then we're going to put on these little pieces for iron-on, and then you will come back and we can punch holes in it and use our baker's twine. So if you don't feel like you could do this because it's way too big, easy. Just need to resize it, rethink the materials. And that's the great thing about projects is that, you know, a lot of times they'll say, oh, you have to use this. And a lot of times it's like, do I need to go, like with the grommets, like I was like, oh man, I totally forgot to get grommets. So I had to go to the store today and do curbside pickup and blah, blah, which was really good. And I was glad to be able to do that. But if you just want to make something with what you have, why not make it in iron-on and cardstock with baker's twine? So simple and easy. And you just use what you got, you know? So here we go. My press is not quite at 280. It's like 285. And I really should wait until it gets down, but I'm so eager to show you this. So, oh, there it is. Okay, so we put that. Now, there's 2 layers of iron-on here, so don't want to overheat it. So I think that I will just do sort of half, and then I'll come back and do the other half. And again, obviously, it's paper, so you're not going to wear it. There we go. And might as well do these other pieces while we're waiting. But you don't want to like do them both at once, because then you'll end up with that top piece attached to your transfer, and you don't want that. So, okay. All right, there's another one. And let's do this one. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but this is fun. I love to do cardstock with iron-on. Also vinyl. We've done cardstock and vinyl, which is always so much fun, and people get real excited about it because vinyl you can do some pretty amazing things with vinyl on a card, especially the handwriting stuff that if you don't want to use a pen for, it works out really well that way. Okay, almost done. Look at that. Where's our last piece? And here. So I wish my mini easy press was working, because it's so easy with the mini. It's so tiny, but mine has been acting kind of funny. I swear they give me products so I'll wear them out and figure out what's wrong with them. But you won't. I mean, I've been using it since the day we got it. So it was like a year ago. So, all right. So here it is. I'm peeling this off of the paper. You see that? I probably did it a little too fast because it's a little wrinkled there. But there is my paper with my pattern, and then I can take my decal applique. I want to say applique. Put it on top there, and then hit it again with the machine. It's stuck. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. All right, let me just... There we go. So, isn't that fun? All right, this one Okay, and then we've got our little buck. I think we put it here. And this guy. Put him here. Then another. All right. Let's put this one like this. I think that's about right. Okay, and let me just hit these with the easy. I could probably do 2 at a time. Yeah, I can. You are? Hi, Emmy. How are you? Yeah, so try it with, or it felt. If you have that felt from Cricut too, it would work with that felt, or paper. Always works with paper. Ooh, be careful because this is super hot. It keeps sticking to the bottom. Come on, you. I'm not touching it. Okay. All right, so we're going to let it cool off a little bit. Ooh, this one's cool. Yep. Okay, so there. See that? Really cute. I probably could have been more patient with it here, but a little hot. This one's still a little too hot. And then just use like a hole puncher and just punch those holes in there and use, look, I got a little piece of felt on there, and use the, it's not attached, but okay. There we go, we're almost done. Okay. Okay. And then, I don't know if I have my hole puncher within reach. But I would probably use something like this and just set it up so that, one's facing east, the other one's facing west, and there you go. I mean, maybe you could put color, like a red string. That might be fun. I didn't think about it, but when I cut this out, but I maybe would have cut this out in red or something. But boy, it's just, there's so many possibilities here that I hope that you try it out. Okay, one other thing, it's an early night for us tonight, so I wanted to share some viewer mail. First off, this isn't viewer mail, but my son found some really old, this one is from 1903. He loves to go shopping at like the thrift stores. He's 15, isn't that crazy? But he found these adorable postcards, and this one was it has a 1 penny stamp. It was from 1903. Isn't that amazing? And then what else do we have? We have this other one. That one's for Valentine's Day. I love these vintage images, and I actually have a project that we're going to do with vintage images like this. So that's why I wanted to show you them. Then we also received this week a beautiful card from, let me see. Where is it? Where's the card though? I got the envelope, but not the card. What's going on here? The most adorable turkey card. Oh, I'm a mess. Where is my turkey card? I got the most adorable turkey card and letter. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Look at this. Isn't this cute? Thankful. And isn't it? It's like a little step card. I don't know where she got the design, but it's really cute. It's a step card. See how it folds independently here and there to create this fold. Isn't that great? And this is from Christine. Christine, was it the same Christine we just gave a prize to? It says, I'm thankful for you, Rita. Thank you for teaching me so many crafty Cricut things. Happy Thanksgiving. What a gorgeous card. Thank you so much for sharing, Christine. And then the other thing is we got a beautiful set of candles from the Shabbat in Peabody, which we're not Jewish, but we have attended a number of their events, and they wanted to spread the light and bring more light and love into the world and tell us that Hanukkah begins on December 10th. Lots of wonderful people over there at Shabbat of Peabody. They gave us this and a dreidel, which is around here somewhere. So it was a lot of nice viewer mail. And if you want to send viewer mail, I'm happy to oblige, and I'll show it on the show whenever I get that. So thank you so much for sending those things, Christine, and the Shabbat and all that other stuff. So, all right. So that is Cricut Date Night. It's an early night tonight, but, you know, the weekend before Thanksgiving is kind of, it's kind of like nothing, you can't start cooking and baking just yet, you know, and so you're all just kind of, sort of just like waiting around, cleaning the house, and maybe you're doing some crafts or whatever. So I kind of always like this weekend because I can like clean up and get ready and not feel this intense pressure of, you know, gotta shop, gotta decorate, gotta do all this stuff. So I hope you enjoy it too. We'll see you again on Monday. Mondays are Mystery Material Monday, and guess what we're going to do? We are going to do holographic craft board with the deboss tool. People have been asking for hi Patricia. People have been asking about the debossing tool and what it is. So we're going to be going over that on Monday. Bye. Thank you, everyone. And I will see you on Monday. And then we have a full week of, even with the Thanksgiving, we probably won't have a show on Thanksgiving Day. And then we will, because I'll be cooking, but we will continue to have it for the rest of the week and date night next week. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today, and I hope you enjoyed this project. I will repost this video with the modified size for this project. So you can look forward to seeing that tomorrow. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you, Susan. We'll see you again, hopefully, on Monday. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you, Leilani. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. Bye, Nancy.